Welcome, everyone. Graduating class of March 2025.
Hi, everybody. Good to see you
Congratulations.
all.
Thank you for being here and for joining us. We still have some people hopping on here. Let everyone get settled. If you'd like to share where you're joining from, we always love to see that. Make connections with anyone that might be near you or that you remember interacting with, maybe at Dr. Sandy's office hours or sometime during the year. We're all getting settled here. Janet's here from Chicago. Hi, Janet.
Yay, Chicago
Yeah.
and Detroit,
Yep.
Midwest. We have Oklahoma, Long Island, uh, and Deborah from Chicago as well. Colorado
Oh,
Springs, Portland.
Texas, York, UK. That's where my husband's from, Louise. Pittsburgh, Oregon, Utah. Okay, we are all over here. Such a diverse and amazing group of people. So there's still some people hopping on, but I'm just going to go ahead and get started. We're 1 minute past the hour here. For those of you who I haven't interacted with or met yet, my name is Charlene Vairy, and I am the Senior Manager of Student and Alumni Support here at FMCA. And I am joined by two amazing people. First, we have Dr. Sandy, who really needs no introduction, right? I know that you all know and love her. She's been known for saying how much she believes that functional medicine coaches are uniquely suited to help people take charge of their health. And her mission is to transform healthcare, and through the power of health coaches, that we can create a culture of wellness. And her passion for sharing her knowledge and experience is unmatched, and she's always honored to serve as your mentor and teacher. She does so through her office hours so generously twice a month. So with no further ado, I'll introduce Dr. Sandy. Mhm.
Thank you. Thanks, Charlene. Thank you for that great introduction to Kind. And it is such a joy for me to be here with all of you. I can feel the energy coming across the screen in this room. I want to say congratulations as you are about to graduate, and that you are going to go out into the world. And it's always, when I think about the impact that you're making, the ripple effect that this will have, it is huge. And this is a movement that is growing. When I look back to when FMCA was founded, when it was still not the movement it is today. And so almost every day I see either a new study that has come through about the power of health coaching. And there's a list. And if you're not aware, we have a compendium of research, and it is growing. So I have to keep having addendums because there's more and more studies. There was one that I saw of many studies coming out about the power of coaching for mental health, and in surprisingly few sessions, like 2 to 3 sessions. This was a corporate setting. And so there's all this data. And what I love to do is make you aware of this research, and also to support you as to how you can take this research and use it as you graduate and want to grow your business. So the numbers are still showing that we have many of you who want to start your own coaching business. That was the same when we started. And others are wanting to work for, in some capacity, whether for a functional medicine practice, conventional, or some other setting. And we are so fortunate to have this connection, not only to IFM, but a whole network of relationships that are really seeing us as the gold standard. When I can say this honestly. So when we say we're the gold standard, it's not just like we're saying it, but this is what we're hearing. I go to the Consumer Health Summit every year, and Michael Fishman, who runs that, always says that FMCA, they are the Harvard of health coaching programs. They are the gold standard. And so this is something that when you are talking about the value of health coaching, to see quotes from others, and I want to share because it's much stronger. If, like when I just said we're the gold standard, but I had evidence to back it up. And there was something I saw that was an interview. It was in The Guardian, and I'm going to be finding a way to post a link to it. I just saw the article, and it was an interview with Rangan Chatterjee. You may be familiar with him in the UK. He had a very, very popular, kind of like a reality series, The Doctor in the House, a number of years back. Anyways, what he said, which is an incredible quote, he said that doctors, he was talking about in the UK, the NHS National Health Service there, and he was saying that doctors are not the best people to be treating these diseases that are brought on or exacerbated by lifestyle. And he said, I think if every doctor in the NHS had 3 or 4 health coaches in their practice, then we would be solving the chronic disease issue. So that's not the exact word he used, but that you can get the gist. And so you can take that and you can reference it because it's really, really powerful. And we get requests, and I know Charlene can verify this as well. I had one, it was a text that came in, I'm going to read it to you. It said, I'm working with a startup that's looking to recruit or hire health coaches. And so this is something that is really common. And so we are really committed to you, our graduates, to not just leaving you out there dangling, okay, I graduated, now what? But we are constantly looking at opportunities for you as health coaches. I have some speaking engagements lined up in the fall that will be talking again about the power of a health coach and helping people understand the power of what it is that you do, and firmly believe that you are the most important person on these collaborative care teams, but also that there are the opportunities for you to grow your own business. But we often find that there's a major overwhelm. And I hear all this all the time in my office, like, I don't know what forms I need, how do I get started? And so often there's a delay to get started, and that's what we're here for. We're here to serve you, and the way we serve you is to find out what it is you want. What do you need? What do you want? And we're always open to those suggestions, whether it is for new workshops, new Ask the Experts, throwing out some names, people you would like to hear from or hear more of if they've already been here as an Ask the Expert for FMCA. So we are here to serve you and open to feedback and suggestions. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Charlene, who is going to talk more about the alumni program.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sandy. And I realized I meant to also point out we have a special guest with us today here, Kelly Amos, who is a graduate of our program. She'll be sharing her story later, but I did want to take a moment and just point her out and express how grateful we are for her continued contribution to our community. But she's a board certified functional medicine health coach. She's also a functional nutrition counselor with over 20 years of experience guiding individuals towards better health through lifestyle change, right? It's just amazing. She's an active member of our alumni program, and she'll be sharing her story a little later once I'm done with my little presentation. So I'm just going to get that ready to go here and share my screen. If you are attending your LTS, you will have seen this presentation already. I'll go through it as quickly but as thoroughly as I can because this one is being recorded. So if anyone wasn't able to see it or had questions later on, you can go back and rewatch it. So here we go. All right. So thank you for joining us today. And as graduates, all of our alumni, whether you choose to join our alumni program or not, these are all the resources that FMCA provides for you. So you can create a profile on our Find a Coach directory. You'll have access to FMCA's job board, which will include that text that Dr. Sandy shared earlier, exclusive discounts and offers, and access to our alumni Facebook page. So our Find a Coach directory is a website. It's separate from Canvas, and it's a place where you can create a profile with your photo and all of your details about yourself, your experience. You can upload your CV or resume. It'll give you a QR code that you can share on social or on any print that you might create. And we have, like if we have organizations or employers who aren't quite ready to maybe post a job, but are curious about our coaches and what their specializations and their niches are, we will often direct them here. So this is a searchable database. So if you do have any special skills or anything that you would want to highlight that would come up in a search, this is where you could create it. And then you'll also have access to our very robust job board. This just keeps getting busier and busier. We have Pillar Health is a regular contributor to our job board. And I believe, Sandy, you did a podcast, I think, with Kasha Smith, who is one of the founders of Pillar. And I think she's also doing an Ask the Expert coming up. So be sure to check that out later this month. But we have jobs from them. We have companies like Symphony Natural Health who look for coaches. Sometimes we even have private families who are looking for caregiver support. So you'll have access to that whether you join the alumni program or not. And then we have exclusive discounts and offers that are made to FMCA graduates. These are just a sample of what we have, but Practice Better is an online platform management website where you can streamline your scheduling and your payment platform and your notes and your forms and all of that. They offer a discount. Dr. Tom O'Brien offers a discount on his certified gluten-free practitioner program. If you're familiar with Dr. Dale Bredeson's work, with Recode and Precode, he offers a discount through his program with Apollo Health. So lots of different discounts will be available to you. And then I keep saying I need to update this screenshot, but we are now over 2,500 members on our Facebook group. If you're on social, this is a really great place to connect with graduates from all classes, some going back up to 10 years. We just celebrated our 10-year anniversary. So if you are on social, this would be a great way to connect with all of our graduates. And then these are the benefits that are available to if you join our alumni program. And I'm just going to skip to the slides so I can jump right into them and not waste any more time because we want to be able to answer any questions that you have and hear Kelly's story. So we run a How to Get Started Working as a Health Coach workshop. It's a live 7-week workshop that launches after each graduating class, so typically in April and October. And you would get the tools and community support and expert guidance that you need as you creating your business. You'll work on compelling a marketing strategy, building your referral network, financial, operational foundations, guidance on setting up your business entity and legal documents. We have amazing feedback. I think Kelly might actually share her experience with this, so I'm going to leave that to her to tell you more about that. Of course, hopefully you've been able to take advantage of these office hours with Dr. Sandy twice a month as a student. If you join our alumni program, those opportunities will continue and you'll be able to keep gaining her insider expertise on the health coaching industry. If you follow her, you know she's on top of it. And of course, valuable resources, personal connections. We have graduates and our current students and graduates, all the way back from our first class that join those. So again, it's a really great connection opportunity. And it's your chance to get one-on-one guidance with our founder. Like, who does that, right? There aren't any that I know of. There aren't any other programs where the founder is that generous with her time. So it's a pretty special opportunity. And you'll also get continued Ask the Expert speaker series access. So these are exclusive to FMCA students and our alumni program members, including our archived recordings. And you get priority Q&A access, so you can submit questions ahead of time and we prioritize those questions. Moving forward, any of these that are relevant to the board's coaching criteria, we are going to be submitting as continuing education opportunities. And some of these experts in the past include Dr. Felice Gersh, Dr. Clea Waddles, Dr. Ali Cohen, Dr. Bill Davis, Deanna Minnick, and more. Twice monthly, we offer live coach connection workshops. This is where you can get individual guidance for any challenges or questions that you or your colleagues have coming up, regardless of where you're at with knowledge and experience. There are opportunities to ask questions about business and career problem solving, strategies to improve your coaching practice from experienced peers and facilitators. And it really gives you that same LTS vibe. And I mentioned this when I was in your LTSs, but that connection, that camaraderie, that support, that I'm still in connection with all of my cohort members that were in my LTS. I was from September 2020. So it's a really special vibe, special feeling. And for international graduates, once a month, our international relations coordinator, Manaz Malik, also offers a coach connection earlier in the morning for those who live east of the United States. Twice a month, our seasoned course facilitator, Jan Goldberg, who is board certified and has an expertise in mentoring. She leads our coaching skills mentoring calls. And this is where you can bring client challenges and obstacles or wins that you are experiencing actually with your live real world clients. So these are two opportunities where you can build confidence and overcome any imposter syndrome while you're growing your skills. And we have about 6 months ago, we started once monthly these well within support calls. So this is a peer support space for health coaches navigating their own health challenges while supporting others. So it's really centered on the belief that self-care is not optional. It's foundational to sustainable caregiving. And it offers connection, reflection, shared wisdom in a really confidential and compassionate community. We have our brand new community coaching program, Experiential. So this is an opportunity for you to apply your skills with real world clients while making a difference with mission-driven organizations. So you would get paired with individuals seeking coaching. And if you are planning to sit for the board exam, you could use these sessions towards your coaching log. Some of our past partnerships include IFM, Slalom, Partners in Change, Symphony Natural Health. Right now, we are working with Andre Norman's organization, Second Chance University. If you haven't checked out Module 1 in your Career Navigator, Dr. Sandy's interview with him is in there. He's a pretty amazing and powerful person. We're also working with VCU Psychiatry and YWCA in Clark County, Washington State. And we are in conversation right now, and hopefully we'll be adding them as partnership organizations with some fire rescue departments in Florida and a really large children's hospital in Florida. So that'll be coming up soon. It's very exciting. And then we offer specialty courses and CE credits for board certified health coaches. So once you become certified, you need to earn 36 continuing education credits every 3 years. And there's 9 opportunities right now. That's more than 9. Some of these are 2 and 3 credits, depending on the length of the workshops. There's 9 available right now, over about $1,200 worth. So it's very valuable. And we just got approved for another one that's going to be launching in March. So that opportunity count will go up to 10 soon. And then you also have access to exclusive discounts on our specialty courses as they are released. And some of our faculty for these include Sam Horn, Monique Class, I'm sure you're very familiar with, Wyndon Rowe, Amy Lippman, and more. So our alumni program yearly fee is $5.99 a year. We are running a special 25% off until March 9th, starting today until March 9th. And I'll be putting the link into the chat after I finish this presentation. So that 25% brings it down to $450 a year. And it's a 1-year commitment, and it auto renews each year at the same price that you enroll in. So if you enroll at that $450, that's what it would continue as it auto renews. So here are some upcoming important dates. Your live stream virtual graduation will be on February 24th at 12 p.m. Central. This is the one where you'll be able to share a link with any family and friends who might want to celebrate with you and participate in our ceremony or view our ceremony. And so this is going to be in a webinar format. We're going to have a keynote speaker, Dr. Pedram Shojai, also known as the Urban Monk. We're super excited about that. He is also a regular contributor on our job board. I meant to mention that previously. And then we'll have some sharing from a graduate and then a couple of students from your class. And then the graduate only, more intimate celebration is on February 26th at 6 p.m. Central. And this is just for your class. It'll be in a meeting format like we are today. And we'll still have graduates speak and a few of students speak, but then it's a big opportunity for you to share your reflections, your gratitude for your CFs, for anything that's there. And Sandy can attest to this. There's very rarely a dry eye by the end of that. So it's a really, really special opportunity to celebrate with each other. I'm going to skip the next webinar because here we are. But our sale enrollment for the alumni program, again, runs from today through March 9th. And your official graduation date, hooray, is February 28th, 2026. And you'll receive your certificate by email on that date. As always, if we don't get to your questions today or something pops up afterwards, please reach out to support@functionalmedicinecoaching.org and I will get back to you. Or if I can't answer your question, I'll make sure whoever can gets back to you as soon as possible. And I thank you. And I'm going to come out of screen share. I know that oh, okay. Anne was saying hi to Magdalena. So good. So keep saying hi in the chat. And I am going to move forward and have Kelly take over and share her story and some of her experiences with the alumni program. Kelly?
Thank you. Hi everyone. I'm really emotional. This is when you all came on, and this is a big deal, and it just took me back. You guys have worked so hard for so long, and I really feel honored that I was asked to be here with you. This is a very special time in your lives, and so I appreciate it. My name is Kelly, and what I'd like to do first is give you a bit of my professional timeline. I am a board certified functional medicine health coach and functional nutrition counselor. I am an adjunct professor at a local college where I teach nutrition, and I have actually been in the fitness and wellness space for over 35 years. Before I became a health coach, I was a group fitness director, and I oversaw 8 clubs in 4 states. I've got a master's degree in recreation management, and I've always loved leading and teaching and creating community. I actually have certifications in nutrition and fitness, but I still felt like something was missing. And then when my husband in 2013 was diagnosed with Hodgkin's disease, he's fine. I took a deep dive into therapeutic nutrition. Things just didn't make sense to me. And that's what lit a fire in me to study behavior change, because I just saw this big gap between what people know and what people do. And so that led me to get my first certification, my first health coaching certification. But really wasn't, after practicing for a while, I wasn't really satisfied with the mainstream approach and my clients, and I honestly were just frustrated with conventional medicine. I wanted to be part of a care team that got it and got the big picture, and that's what led me to FMCA. I wanted to collaborate with functional, holistic, and integrative practitioners, because they get it. They see that it's lifestyle and behavior that are the things that are going to lead to health and healing, and that's what health coaches bring to the table. I even attend medical appointments along with my clients if it makes sense, and both the practitioners and the clients love it because we're all on the same page, and that really makes a difference. I personally chose FMCA because of its connection with the Institute of Functional Medicine. I don't like to waste my time, and I don't like to waste my money. I'm not afraid of hard work, but I'm afraid of wasting my time. And I knew that this was the highest quality, most evidence-based program out there. And it was honestly the biggest investment in my career, but I have zero regrets because FMCA just put it all together for me, the science, the structure, and the soul. And what I learned through it was that it really just gave me the clarity to build the business, the practice, and the life that I was meant for. So that's just a little snippet of my professional timeline, but the important thing is, what is your next step? What is the next step for you guys as a newly certified functional medicine health coach? And if any of you had known, or if you haven't been able to experience Amber Letts, in fact, Dr. Sandy just interviewed her on her podcast, and that woman has amazing energy, and she was my course facilitator. So you can just hear her. You're a functional medicine health coach with all of her body language and energy. I miss her. But hands down, the most important thing that helped me grow my business, build confidence, and stay connected was the alumni program. So right after I graduated, which was in August of 2024, I joined the alumni program, and I signed up with some hesitation, and I'll explain that later, for the How to Get Started as a Health Coach course. I'm sure that all of you are feeling like you just need a little break, you need a little vacation from learning, and to jump right back into another course might seem a little like, well, I just need a break. But I knew that I needed to get going, that I couldn't have spent all of this time and energy, and I just needed to get in there and start developing my business. So again, I hesitated a bit. In addition, I already had a business. I already had a website that was well established. But on the other side of that is I also had a dream that was even deeper. And for years, I had this vision of a community, of creating a community, something that was more than one-on-one sessions, but a place for support and accountability and connection. And after all, I was a group fitness director for years, and I'm also married to a head football and head track coach, so we're kind of a team family. So when I went through the business course and through the encouragement of my course facilitator, it all clicked. I got the clarity, the direction, and the encouragement that I needed to launch my dream. And that's how my private wellness club, Life by Design, was born. I literally was paying for the URL lifebydesign.info and lifebydesign.solutions for 8 years. For 8 years I had that dream. I knew the name, I knew everything, but it wasn't all put together for me. So the first time I took the course, so I graduated in 2024, August, and signed up for the course that fall. And it was also a new semester. So I have, getting into the semester with new classes, new students. I was studying for my boards. And like I said, I'm married to a head football coach, so he's just not available to help with the household responsibilities. So when I went through the course, I did as much as I could. I gave myself permission to, yes, I had to show up, but I needed to do the things that were going to give me momentum, that I felt were important and to learn. But I had a rule that I couldn't have overwhelm. It had to be balanced. So I took the course again for a second time last February, and then everything clicked. I had passed my boards, and I had already done some of the legal aspects, which prior to taking that course, I didn't have any of the legal stuff set up in my business. So I had been operating, but I was not functioning legally, I would say, or effectively. So when I took it again, I was really ready. So I fine-tuned my legal pieces and my client agreement, which I feel like my client agreement is always getting little tweaks here and there as I learn. But I realized what business strategies worked for me as well as which ones didn't. The course gave me permission to build the kind of business that was for me and matched me. And I could see what other people were doing, but I learned how to decide whether that was right for me to do. Because some of the things felt really like that they were in line with me, and others that's just not me, and I don't have to do that. And that course gave me permission, and FMCA gave me permission to do that. But one of the biggest lessons that I learned with going through it again was that I thrive on accountability and community. Running your business from your home, having a private business from your home, can be very isolating. And the alumni program gives you the connection, the support, the collaboration, and the ongoing learning that I just so appreciate the generosity and the willingness of everybody at FMCA with their expertise and their guidance. It is truly unmatched. I'm a part of a lot of organizations as well as alumni programs, and this is the gold standard, and I don't even think there's a silver or a bronze as far as comparison. But and the learning doesn't stop with the courses as Charlene mentioned. You need to maintain, if you do get your board certification, you need to maintain that you're with continuing education. So I passed my boards, found out that I passed my boards in December of 2024. And since then, through the alumni program only, I've already acquired or accumulated 22 and a half continuing education credits. And these are courses that are very applicable to your business, to your personal growth. I have multiple certifications that I need to maintain, and I find that it's hard with some of them to get really content that is really usable. I feel like I'm just checking a box to get a number so that I can renew my certification, so they can just get my money. Whereas here, it's shocking the amount that you get, and the quality, and how everything is applicable to your growth and your business's growth. I'm going to be honest, I did not, during my coursework, during that year of the program, I think I attended one of Dr. Sandy's office hours. I didn't do any of the collaboration, of the coach mentoring. I felt like the program, that was enough for me, and I'm going to be honest and very transparent also, I didn't think I was worthy. I didn't think that I was in a place where I could take Dr. Sandy's time or somebody else's time. And that is crazy, the fact that I felt that way, because the first time I did attend, and once I started engaging, I just go to sit and listen sometimes. I mean, I just want to hear other people, and I don't always come with a topic, but it's just so rewarding. And this past November and December, I really had a lot on my plate, and I wasn't able to attend because of my schedule, any of the office hours or the collaboration or the mentoring. And I was able to re-engage last January with my schedule changing. I was able to start attending again. And when I re-engaged, I just realized how much that space matters to me, both personally and professionally. And after a recent client session, I was out on a walk, and I was just reflecting on how the session went. And I caught myself thinking, if other coaches were observing me during that session, would they be confident that I stayed within scope? Am I still sharpening my skills, or am I getting comfortable? And at that moment, that's what reminded me that the alumni program It's not just about growing your business. It's about maintaining your professionalism and your integrity and your craft as a coach. And for me, that ongoing connection just keeps me grounded, accountable, and honestly good at what I do. So, since graduating in August of 2024, I knew that my business would change. I knew because it was putting me in a place, in the direction, on a path that I knew that's where my heart was in functional medicine and helping people in that capacity. And I knew I was going to pass my boards, but I didn't know the how much how much things were going to be changing. So since then, I've passed my boards. I'm an LLC, and I launched my Life by Design um, club. And I also had been writing for a magazine, a local wellness magazine, since 2014. And prior to FMCA and actually the Alumni program, I just saw myself as a volunteer contributor. And but now I weave in subtle mentions of my private club and my work with clients because I'm a businesswoman, and that's who I am. That's my image, and I never would have done that. Never would have had the confidence to do that without FMCA and without the alumni program. And through that, I was interviewed for our paper. It's called the Fast Five, and it's a whole page, but it's highlighting, interviewing a local person that that has a positive impact on the North Idaho community. And if I hadn't been weaving that stuff into my articles, the editor wouldn't have really known what I was doing. And so it's again, it's just built that confidence. I work with people with Parkinson's disease. I have several clients, and the naturopath here that they see is one of the top 4 experts in Parkinson's in the nation. And she wants me to be an affiliate with their clinic because she sees the difference of her patients who are working with me, with a health coach, and the impact that it has on their life and their disease progression. These are things, again, that I never would have done. I wouldn't have had the confidence. I wouldn't have had the tools. I wouldn't have had the support. I wouldn't have had people that I could go to like you to bounce ideas off of. And so the alumni program, again, the learning and the connection are honestly, in my opinion, priceless. And I again want to thank you so much for listening to me and inviting me here. I'm really excited for all of you and what your future holds.
Thank you so much, Kelly. That was really wonderful. I always love hearing your story, and I'm seeing some hands and hearts go up here. So it always really has such an impact. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you for that
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful talk and sharing your story. And something that I want to highlight is that, Kelly, when you come to office hours, you are so willing to give yourself to support students who may be just starting out. And that's one of the things that I see so much, that there's value as a graduate to now have that role, to be able to say to someone just starting out, yeah, I was there, or this is what's worked for me. And that's one of the ways that we get paid, where you are serving others, where you're mentoring and guiding others. And it's just such a good feeling. So I just want to acknowledge that about you, Kelly.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I agree, Dr. Sandy. Thank you so much. And so Kelly, I didn't want to interrupt your presentation. There are a few people who are saying that your volume is a little bit low. So I don't know if it's possible for you. I can hear you fine, but if it's possible to maybe speak up a little bit. But there are a couple questions, if that's okay.
Get
If
right
I
up
could
there.
Thank you so much. Um, so let's see. So I think Loredana was addressing this to you, Kelly, but I think you could still answer it. Would you recommend joining the alumni program and more specifically the business mentorship workshop before or after board certification to get the most value from it?
I say personally, get in and do it. You just graduated or you are graduating, and you want to maintain that momentum. And like I said, I went through two times. It's so if you go through, you at least are going to be learning tools. Some of the things I didn't even do, for an example, I did not do the all of the connection where you're encouraged to write an email to collaborate. I did that the second time through, and that was one of the things that I learned a lot about from as far as who I want to work with. The people that I was communicating with, the clinics were leaving messages or emails that didn't get back to me. I don't want to work with somebody who isn't, doesn't want to get back to me. I don't, or have a conversation or doesn't follow through. So it's an opportunity for you to practice some things, and you are still, it's just keeping your mind going in that lane, I think, of what you're doing. And the board certification, studying for your boards, it is a matter of time management. But honestly, I'm not going to mention the other health coaching certification that I had, but I would not have been prepared to take the exam. I mean, it just really it was entry level, as far as the information, the content. So what you are very well prepared, but that's also something that I would say going to the collaboration. I called it CCB. You connect, you collaborate, you build. I That's a great place to go as well. Did I answer both questions?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so. And really, what it comes down to, Loredana, is it is a personal preference, and I just want to emphasize like it really does come down to time management. Like, some people will take the workshop just to get the information and have the information so that when they feel more prepared, they can circle back to it and then focus on the board exam. But if you tend to get overwhelmed easily, that's where it can get a little bit tricky. So you're just going to have to, you do a little bit of personal reflection yourself because it is a very personal choice. But here's the thing, you can sign up for it, and if you can't attend or you can't attend all of them or what have you, you can still get that course and have access to the handouts and the webinars and the recordings of the group sessions. So there's still value in signing up, even if you don't feel you can go 100%. It is designed for 100% participation. And it really is one of those workshops where you will get out of it what you put into it. But like Kelly has illustrated many times, when she circled back to it, you can take it as many times as you want. It's just part of your program, and it's included in the annual fee. Every time our coaches go back to it, they're in a different place. You are going to be in a completely different place in 6 months than you are now. And it's offered after each graduating class in April and October, and it runs for 7 weeks. So I hope that can help you. But if you need any more help with that decision-making process, Loredana, definitely reach out to us, okay? And then there were Kelly, Barbara also wanted to share that you had such an inspiring message. So I wanted to convey that to you. And Amanda had asked in the chat while Kelly was sharing about the CEs for health coaching. So once you become board certified, you need to accrue 36 continuing education credits within 3 years from your certification date. So let's say you've passed in July, so 3 years from that July, you will have to submit. It's just a law. It's similar to the coaching log that you submit when you apply. It's a PDF, And it's the honor system. However, you do have to have your certificates organized somewhere that you can access quickly because they do like random audits. So you always want to make sure that you have those certificates as proof of your CEs. But that's 36 every 3 years. And like Kelly was saying, she's already accumulated, I think it's up to 22 or something. But we are always adding more. But the things to keep in mind is if for some reason a course is either no longer applicable or it's not current, it's not up to date, we may retire courses, but we are always adding new ones. Like I said, we just got approved for a new one that's going to happen in March. So and those are all included as part of your membership. When someone else had messaged me individually asking about that, so those are all included. Right now, they total about, if you could purchase them separately, but it would be over $1,200. So it's definitely, just for that, it's definitely worth its value if you plan to sit for the board. And Pam had asked what course Kelly had referenced taking over. It was that How to Get Started course, Pam. So hopefully that answers that question. And Deborah, again, to reiterate, it's starts 7 weeks workshop, and it starts in April and in October. And we will have, hopefully this week, I will have the actual start date of the April one. We are working on that Thursday. So Casey asks, are the offerings for alumni and other programs for all health coaches, or do we have to be board certified prior? You do not have to be board certified. So if you join the alumni program, you participate in any or all or just a little bit. It's all up to you. And all of these things recur. So all of these live events, Dr. Sandy's office hours, the coach connection workshops, the coaching skills mentoring, those recur every single month. So like Kelly says, she loves to try to attend them fairly regularly so that she can maintain that connection, keep her skills sharp. She's always, as you can see, she always has so much to offer the other attendees. But it is up to you, and you do not have to be board certified to do that, Casey. Let's see, Vidya is asking, question one, purchasing as a business. My business is not yet. If I purchase the alumni program now, can I switch to be purchasing as a business later? I'm not sure where you're located, Vidya. Do you want to unmute and tell me a little more about that so I can answer you accurately?
Yes. Hey, Charlene.
Hello.
I am currently in New Jersey, and I'm
Okay.
going to set up my business as an LLC here. I've not yet done so. So if I sign up for the alumni program now, obviously I'm not going to say I'm purchasing as a business, but in a few months' time, when I do, I'm just wondering, can I say, hey, now I'm a business now? Is that even a possibility?
Yeah. So if you, like, let's just say you decided to purchase today, it would be under your name. Now, this is more of an accounting question, like to consult with an accountant in New Jersey. However, if you are planning to create an LLC, you are going to be a member of that LLC. So if the invoice is in your name, I don't see that being a problem. Like I did the same. And sometimes when I had my own, I had a business before I was a health coach. And if I had an invoice that was in my name, it was still on my business taxes. So, if there's another unique situation there, I can't think of one. Dr. Sandy, can you think of any reason that
No,
wouldn't?
I would
No,
just
okay.
keep the receipt and just make a note. This is a business expense because you are starting your business. So.
Yeah. And I think that's sort of expected as you're starting your business too. And question two, if we want to do the program again, would that be considered as an audit? How does that work? And how is the fee structure for returning students? So are you saying you doing the core certification program that you're graduating from, Vidya?
Yes, that question came up because I thought I have heard at least two people say that they did the program twice. So I'm wondering, can once I graduate, do I have the opportunity to come back and review the program as an audit, or would if I want to do it, I just come back do it as a new student?
Yeah. So to participate as a student, if you were interested in reviewing it, yes, that would be like it would be just an additional enrollment process like you did when you enrolled in the March 25 class. However, you have extended course access to your course as it is in Canvas right now for 3 years following your graduation. So until the end of February 2029, you will have access to all of that. And then if you choose to join the alumni program, we have a course certification content course that is specific for alumni program members, and that would be available on our new learning management platform if you choose to join the alumni program. But I think maybe, Vidya, when you heard people saying that, or maybe Kelly or I saying that people had taken a workshop twice, we were referring to the How to Get Started Working as a Health Coach workshop, that 7-week live workshop. I'm not 100% sure, but that may have been what you were hearing. Does that answer that question? Okay, good. And Casey wanted to contribute. Sounds like you could use it as a startup cost for your business, but your CPA could help you. So it would definitely, try to find a CPA, maybe accumulate all of your questions. And then, the more you have, the more research you have done. That's my experience. Whether you're consulting with an attorney or a CPA, the more research you've done to really make your questions very specific, the less it's going to cost you, because they're not going to have to take the time to do that. And yeah, she also says you can change the payment method. So if you do end up getting a business credit card down the road, Vidya, you can always reach out to us. Actually, you wouldn't even have to. You can actually go on the platform through LearnWorld, which is our learning management platform. And as soon as you get a new credit card, you can just update it there. So that's something you could always do. Mercedes is asking, quick question regarding CE credits included in the alumni program. These are also recognized towards the 25 hours of CPD for UK IHCA. Mercedes, you're asking all the questions that I always need to confer with someone else about, but I am not 100% familiar with the UK IHCA CPDs. I know some of them are. Dr. Sandy, do you know? This is new. It's a fairly new development for us, Mercedes, but I think you're familiar with Manaz Malik, and I can reach out to her and confirm that. But Dr. Sandy, do you know off the top of your head?
Yeah,
No.
I can't verify that either. It's a great question, and we can help you find the answer.
Yeah. And Mercedes, I had you on my list to write back. Mercedes had asked a question during her LTS, and I just hadn't got that far on my list yet. But I will check with Manaz and let you know if there are specific or if they accept all of them. It's so new that I haven't been informed about that. So sorry about that. Dana, what preparation is there to help with passing the board exam? So it's sort of a long answer. But within the alumni program, like sometimes new graduates will come to those Coach Connection workshops that Kelly was talking about. And we can support you with ideas and, suggestions and that sort of thing. But just graduating our core certification program prepares you to sit for the board. Now, if I think Kelly used the phrase thriving with accountability. If you are that person, then it may behoove you to find a prep course out there. There are many out there. Dr. Cherie O'Neill is a really popular one with Wellness Coaches Elevated, but there are so many. And they just take deeper dives. So we cover our entire curriculum is based around NBHWC's criteria, their exam criteria. So you're graduating and you can have the confidence knowing that you have what it takes. However, I've said this often when this question comes up, but I do thrive with accountability, and having that course to just really hone in and dive deep and keep, like Kelly said, like she would suggest that you just jump right in, because it's really important, especially if you're going to sit for the next exam window that opens up. You want to keep those skills sharp and you want to keep your head in the game. And that's what I found a prep course really helped me to do. And then if you choose to join the alumni program, we can continue to support you in those live calls if any specific questions come up, or if there's any like specific coaching scenario question that you have, even if it's not with a live client, something you're struggling with, you can take those to the coaching skills mentor calls with Jan, and she can help you brainstorm and get clear on things. So there's really no like one size fits all answer to that, Dana, but if you have further questions, reach out to that support email, and I can try to, we actually, Dr. Sandy, right? I think if you can search on our website now, and if you go to functionalmedicinecoaching.org, you can just search NBHWC. I think if you just search NBHWC, there's a blog on there with lots of great suggestions too, Dana.
I would also
I always
suggest doing the practice exams that
Yes.
NBHWC, but our experience has been that people who struggle and may not pass, it often boils down to test anxiety. They freeze thinking they're not doing well, and they overthink questions, and they are not using the common sense. And so this is something we talk about a lot in my office hours, how to have a strategy going in, thinking like, what are they really asking here? They're wanting you to use the coach approach. There might be a question about supplements, and is it okay? And they'll have a little scenario, for example. And you can debate that because it is a gray area, and well, depending on state, but no, you would answer that question like you would refer your client, suggest a nutrition consult. You go with the view that would be most strictly in keeping with scope of practice. And that's where many people get hung up. They overthink, but also the kind of restorative strategies for self-care are really critical here. And I love to go over those in my office hours. So I hope you can join us there.
Some awesome suggestions, Dr. Sandy. Thank you. And I put the link to the board's Get Certified page there, and you can find the link to their practice questions. But theirs are not the only ones, but obviously the ones that are published by NBHWC are going to be the most authentic and true to the exam. So I know there were a lot of other questions about the board. Hopefully we got those answered. The time is whittling down very quickly. Dana, you asked the next business mentorship workshop. I'm wondering if you are referring to what is on that landing page to join the alumni program. Those happen, we try to keep them quarterly. The CE that I mentioned that just got approved, that's our next workshop, and that's going to be happening on March 11th with Amy Lippman. So I hope that answers that question. Yeah, in April and October is the How to Get Started Working as a Health Coach. That's the live 7-week workshop that's starting in April and October. Is there a number of CEUs required for FMCHC certification separate from being board certified? No. This is the FMCHC is a lifetime credential, and you're not required to submit CEs to maintain that. Let's see, what days will the business workshop be held and how long is the class? Thank you for that, Margaret. We're nailing down the dates this week. Hopefully on Thursday, I will know. It's generally, sometimes we're able to offer it 2 different days, like earlier in the day and later in the day. Not sure if we'll be able to do that this time due to just scheduling availability, but it's a 2-hour class once a week for 7 weeks. And then you have webinars and worksheets to complete in between. So, and if there's, and it's free for alumni, it's included in your alumni program membership. If you have any further questions on that, please email me, Margaret, and I can make sure to get you anything that's lingering from that. Angela, you're Canadian, would like to know if you obtain NBHWC certification, do you still need UKHCA? So UKHCA is just a separate. It was started in England, and now it is expanded into all any place international, and it really is a personal preference. So it would be 2 certifications that you would need to maintain. You would have continuing education that you need to maintain for both. Some of them might overlap, but it is going to be a very, very specific, a very personal decision on whether you feel you need to maintain both, and really where you foresee the bulk of your clients. NBHWC is recognized internationally, but if the bulk of your clients are in the US, they're going to be more familiar with NBHWC, whereas UKHCA, if most of your clients are going to be outside the United States, that could be, but there is also, Dr. Sandy, is it HCA, the Canadian certification? Yeah, if you look up, I can't remember
Yeah.
yeah, Health Coaching Alliance, I think it
Something
stands
like that.
for,
Yes, I think
Angela.
so.
Yeah. So if most of your clients are going to be in Canada, that actually may be a better thing for you to explore for Canadian health coaching certification. Um, and the UKHCA, you would have had to enroll in that track at the beginning of being a student. If you haven't done that, you would need to reach out. I think it's either ukihca.org or .com, and they outline everything that you need to do to obtain that. And again, reach out if you have further questions on that. Um, did you have an opportunity, Dana? Did you have an opportunity to confirm if we can use IFM intake form on Practice Better? I have not confirmed that yet, Dana. I had your note along with Mercedes. I haven't gotten to that yet, but I will get back to you on that. Thank you for bringing that up again. When you get into Practice Better, okay, Casey says they do have a decent library of forms that you can use, but Casey says not specifically IFM ones. So, but again, I'll confirm that with you, Dana. Yeah, PB is Practice Better. Gosh, the questions, we're at the top of the hour. Dr. Sandy, I want to finish answering these for if anyone's willing to stay, but if Dr. Sandy or Kelly or anyone, if you need to leave now, I want to just pause here and say thank you so much for your time. Kelly, thank you for your contribution. Yeah, it's just so lovely to have you here. And Dr. Sandy, I don't know if you want to say a couple words before hopping off.
So this has been just a delight for me to be with you. I can't wait to see you at graduation. And I know there's been a lot of questions coming in. We will continue to do our best to answer those. And thank you all for being here. And thank you to Charlene, and thank you to Kelly as well, and to those who contributed also. It's always that what happened with people just writing things in the chat to answer questions, that is what I so appreciate, being willing to give. And also that as you think about joining the alumni, there's a saying, a rising tide lifts all boats. And so we're all in it together. And the more you support your fellow graduates, your fellow alumni community, the more you grow as well. So thank you all. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so if you need, thank you. If you need to hop off, feel free. I'm going to keep the recording going so that I can get these questions answered. And then that way they'll be on the recording. So if I don't get to everything, again, reach out. But Hafida asked, can we have office hours with Dr. Sandy or facilitators being on the alumni program, either for support or coaching for the board preparation? You can brainstorm support within Dr. Sandy's office hours, Hafida, but it wouldn't be really, really specific. In the coach connection workshops that Kelly had mentioned, we do have time a lot of times to go a little bit deeper. Those are for an hour, and it's really the theme changes depending on what everybody's coming with. Like we have coaches who graduated 10 years ago. We have coaches like you who just graduated and everything in between. So we let what everyone's coming in with be the focus of that. With that said, our final coach connection workshop in February and our first one in March, sometimes we'll have guest speakers. And we have a graduate who became certified with MINT in motivational interviewing. So she's going to be doing a deep dive into motivational, like really specific motivational interviewing skills at the next couple coach connection workshops. And then in March, we'll go back to our regular format. But so to answer your question, you can always reach out and we can send you any resources that we have, but those coach connection workshops are where you're going to be able to get the most support outside of, just taking an external prep course. Dana, so I hope, Dana, that some of your questions about the prep were answered with that. Casey, thank you for putting so much information in here. The practice exams are available. If you're not going to do a course prep, just training your body to sit for 4 hours and answer questions. Even if you're answering the same questions over and over, that's a really excellent strategy that, like Dr. Sandy said, it can help reduce the anxiety. It can help you, gain, strengthen that muscle of test preparation and taking, because it is very long. I mean, and I think Kelly, you've shared at one point, you didn't even take the break, right? You were like, I'm going to get in the zone, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to take it. So at least look at the test prep questions that are out there, or consider taking an external course. Yeah, some of them, the ones through the board they do have a fee, but there are some on social. And if you just search NBHWC practice, try to be aware of the source, because some of them are just not as good. So you just have to be really careful that you're choosing a good one. Carly, yes, the discount will be available. The 25% discount will be available through March 9th. I'm gonna Actually, I'm going to post that page again for you. Let me get it here. And it's available now through March 9th. And you don't have to enter a code or anything. It'll just come up at the discounted 450. Thank you for answering that, Kelly. Dana has a personal training client, she had to go. Thank you, Dana. I think she hopped off. Thank you. Do we have to be in the alumni program to join the 7-week? Yes, the How to Get Started Working as a Health Coach is only available in the alumni program. So that's the answer to that, Vidya. However, you have access to that career navigator in Canvas. So there are a lot of useful resources in there. So if you're not able, or you're not interested in joining the alumni program, be sure to check out that course. That Career Navigator in Canvas if you haven't already, because it's pretty amazing. Do we have any one-on-one opportunities? Not particularly, but Carly, if you were dealing with something, or really had specific questions that weren't able to be answered in a group situation, you can always reach out, and I can send a booking link to meet. I can't meet for very long because my days are just jam-packed. But if there's something that you really need to work through, or specific questions, please reach out, and I will do my best to connect with you. Do we provide any resources or links and study tips and trusted sites? This is Amanda. Amanda, I have just a template that I send. But I can't remember who I suggested to, but if you go to our website, to functionalmedicinecoaching.org, and you search NBHWC, there's at least one, I think maybe 2 or 3 blogs on there with lots of tips and resources. So I suggest that you check that out. But in the meantime, I will send you my template that I typically send when these questions come up. Okay, Hafida has to leave. Okay, Loredana, for those of us who signed up for UKHCA, will there be more information as to when and whom we need to send the learning log? So you need to go into assignments in Canvas, and there is a UK IHCA reflections assignment, and that's where you need to upload your learning log. So if you haven't already done that, go ahead and do that. And then it's generally between 4 and 6 weeks after graduation, your UK IHCA certificates that you could submit to apply, for your membership with them will be issued. So if you have any trouble with that, Loredana, again, reach out to us by email. Okay, I feel like I was going a mile a minute, but I hope I got to all the questions. If not, I will review the chat afterwards, and I will reach out to anyone whose question didn't get answered. Or if you can't wait for that and you want an answer now, just send me an email. Might take me a little bit because I can see all the notifications coming in as we're sitting here, but I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for staying 7 minutes over. I hope to see you in the alumni program, but if it doesn't work for you or you're not ready, we're still here to support you. So reach out with any questions, and congratulations. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye for now.